Hello again, everybody. Where have I been? I don't think I've made a video for almost 3 months. May have even been 3 months. Well, I would say I've just been super busy, but I don't know. I just haven't been making any videos. Sorry about that. I'm going to try to make up for it now. I've got a lot of projects lined up. And some of them are small projects. Some of them are pretty good sized projects. But got a couple of things right here I was going to show you. And we're going to do this something with this diesel heater. Let me show you this. Okay, so I'd say a lot of y'all know what this is. This is a all-in-one diesel heater. It's just like the diesel heater that is in Zephyr, only it is all contained in its own little box. And it is the fuel tank up here on top, little divider. You have the actual heater itself down below, fuel feed coming off and going to the fuel pump right there, or the fuel filter right there. This was not with it. I added that. Always run a fuel filter with anything that you run fuel through. Diesel fuel can be dirty. That goes up to a pump. Now, some of you will say, well, that pump is not at 45 degrees. It doesn't have to be exactly 45 degrees. It doesn't even really have to be tilted. What this pump needs to be to where the fuel can lubricate that cylinder. And sitting straight up, it will still lubricate. Now, one thing, when I got this, it came with this green line that ran all the way from here down into the bottom of the heater. And I have since replaced that with the proper line for this, which is a hard line. Okay, so what we have here is a self-contained unit, and I have tried to make it completely self-contained, and that is exactly what we're going to do today. Is we're going to make this a completely self-contained unit that you can carry outside with you if you're working on a car or something, and you can direct this vent, which connects to this hose. This is your output. You can direct that right down under the car with you, and it will not like heat the entire area, but it will make a big difference. Just a little bit of heat blowing on you will make a huge difference in your comfort level. Even in gloves, sometimes your hands will get cold, but I don't hardly wear gloves, so I really need somewhere to warm my hands up. Okay, so what we're going to do, I already tried it, and with the exhaust like that, that really doesn't work. That exhaust pipe, you can see that it has been hot, so it's been ran like that. And that really, it blows out plenty of heat. I used it while at work when I was flagging and having this heat to warm my hands up, and actually to back up to it and just let it blow, like lift the back of your coat up and just let it blow up through your coat. It is a world of difference in comfort. But this right here is what we're going to do today. We're going to take this and let me show you what I have done so far to it. Okay, so you can see what I've done is I've went and got a Walmart toolbox, and I put a lawnmower battery in the toolbox. Had to cut the top out for the terminals to stick out, and I bolted the heater to it, and that kind of worked. But for one thing, I have a direct connection to the battery, so no way really to cut the power to it. But now if you have to get to the battery to charge it or whatever, you can just do that. Now, that's good and everything, but this type of battery, lead acid battery, is not really that great for that, and it is heavy. I was wanting this to be a easily portable heater, but with this lead acid battery in there, it's a lawnmower battery, it's heavy. So I went and got this. This is a lithium battery. It is lithium iron phosphate. It is even smaller than that one and has actually more capacity. And if nothing else, I can turn them this way and I could fit 2 of them side by side in there. The boards are just held in with screws to keep the battery from sliding back and forth. And by the way, this is a very thin and very cheaply made case on this, but that's fine. It works for what it is, and that's just what we're going to work with. So let's take the top of this off, or the heater itself off. I'm going to redo the muffler also. They have a cutout right here, and a lot of people run their exhaust through that cutout. We are going to redirect the exhaust to come out here. You don't really want it to come out. This is your air inlet, and this is your air outlet. And right now it's the same way. It has a little filter in here that is the air inlet for the combustion chamber of the heater. And the exhaust for the combustion chamber, of course, is this. Now this I want to direct out right here. The reason being that all of that carbon monoxide or whatever that's coming out of there, if it's coming out on this side, out this hole where a lot of people puts it out, this carbon monoxide is going to come up, and it's going to go, some of it anyway, will be sucked right back into here. Now let's say you have this sitting outside of a tent, and you have your vent hooked up, and that is running inside of your tent, keeping your tent warm. The problem with that is now all of these exhaust gases is coming out of here and going into here. These are blowing directly into your tent, so you don't want that. So what we're going to do, for one thing, we're going to redirect this out right here, which if you're working outside, that little bit of extra heat from that will actually feel pretty good. And all right, so first off, we need to disconnect the battery terminal. And it's going to be a 9/16. This battery is very dead, so it's probably no good anymore anyway. So here's our new battery. Takes up significantly less space inside here. Oh yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, there's our switch. Okay, first off, I want to take this magnet, get all my shavings. Okay, so that. Alright, so if I want this little LED on, which I think I do, what you need on this third terminal, you need a ground. Plug that in there. Now we have two wires coming off of the battery itself. And I don't know if you can see the little light on there. The little light works. Yeah. And that turns on the heater. We're going to have to actually unhook these because this whole heater is going to have to come off to do our exhaust modification. This whole thing is probably going to be flooded once I get ready to actually start it. That's okay. Alright, so now, if you notice, let me take the muffler off. If you notice on this end, how long this section right here is from where you've got these little ridges out to where it connects, it would connect under here. And then notice on this one, that is cut off. That's what I did to make it fit. Now I'm going to straighten that out. And okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to run the muffler itself out of there, and there is barely enough room for the exhaust to come up into the muffler right there. But what we're going to do, we're going to put that muffler through right there. Okay, now there's that. Okay, so for this part, we only need about to right here. So, alright, so I did have a small problem when I cut that off. Here is the problem. This is the muffler, of course. This is the exhaust pipe. This is where it was cut. That will not go in there. But as you can see, the part that I cut off is flatter, and that will go in. How exactly did I make that happen? I took a socket. That would just fit in it. It fits in it good now, but that would just fit in it. Stuck it back in there, and I took a hammer, set it on a concrete block, and took a hammer and pecked on it until I got this all smoothed out. Now that this is smoothed out, it should seal fairly well. It doesn't have to be a 100% perfect seal unless you're going to be running the whole unit inside and running exhaust outside. So it's sealed. It should be sealed pretty good because this is flatter now. Notice how this end is flat. Well, now this end is also flat. So now let's put this together in there and see how it fits. Now, the whole thing, very portable. Wherever you've got it set up, let me turn the switch on back here. and we should see our display light up. Probably can't, it's pretty daylight outside, but the display right here is lit up. Now I say what we do is we give it a try. Now the unit is on. Let's see, it may smoke because I would say it is probably flooded. It has the glow plug on. It will probably have to prime the fuel and everything. So it will probably not start this first time where we've had it rolled upside down. But let's let it go. While I'm putting my tools up, I'll let it run and see how it does. It does still have diesel in it. It's about a half tank. Oh, and there is, once it's going, I have something else to show you about the tank that I've heard other people complain about, but it is actually a good thing. Oh, it's putting out heat, especially out of there. Oh yeah, it's working. All right, so there we go. We have our diesel heater, and it is sitting there. I just threw it up in the van like that to show you. You could have it sitting right there. Maybe scoot it back a little and be sitting there working on something. Or let's say you're working under the van, completely movable. Pick it up like this, turn around like that. If you were working underneath this van right now, you'd be nice and warm because that is blowing nice warm air into there. If you were concerned about the carbon monoxide, take this, stick it over the muffler just like that. Let me show you. It's burning the oil off of it, but now the exhaust is coming out here. You could redirect it as far out as you wanted and just get rid of it. So yeah, it is totally portable. All right, I have seen several people that have complained about the fact that this pickup only picks up fuel from this area. And the reason that they complain is the fact that you can't use the rest of this. You know, there's like, and some of them have said, well, you can stand it up, which you could, but I don't recommend that. What I'm thinking is, the reason they have this up here, any dirt or anything that gets in the bottom of this, or water, is going to stay in the bottom. I know you'll be moving this one around some and all that. Even in an RV, you'll be moving it around. But the fact of the matter is, most of the debris is going to stay in the bottom. You really don't want to use this last little bit of diesel down here, because there can be contaminants in there that will damage your heater. You don't want that. Alright, so this is my completely self-contained portable diesel heater, and it is comprised of just the all-in-one portable heater, Walmart toolbox, a lithium battery, and that's pretty much it. And I'll leave all the links in down below the video to everything that I got to build this. But I guess that's going to be my little video for today. I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.